Hey everybody, this is Tim Schwartz of Gothridge Manor, and today I'm doing an unboxing for Unnatural Selection, a supplement for the use of Shadowdark. This was released on a backer kit. It concluded, got the information right here, September 21st, 2023, and people have been getting their copies over the past few weeks. I just received mine yesterday, and I recorded an actual unboxing, but of course, my technical difficulties and challenges. Now I'm doing it again. So, I know, those who know me are not surprised. Anyways, it was a Kickstarter that happened soon after, or a backer kit that happened soon after Shadowdark came out and took over the gaming world for a short bit. And perfect timing. It did very well, over $100,000 on backer kit, 1847 backers. I was on it pretty quickly. You just kind of get. It was one of the first significant third-party supplements for Shadowdark, and here it is. Nice hardcover. Now, one of my favorite things about it. Oh, I should first tell you, this is done by Dungeon Damsel Creations. It's Zane and Buddy Daniel, and they've done I think they've done fantastic. I didn't know them before this. They appeared out of nowhere to me when they released this backer kit for Unnatural Selection, and now follow them on Facebook. They seem very nice, very approachable. They have their own live streaming, so yeah, I think they've done well with this one. But let's get to it. So again, nice cover, but I wanted to show you how. I mean, this is the original original Shadowdark, and here's Unnatural Selection. Just the looks of them. I mean, they look like they belong on the same shelf together. I mean, it's just they did a great job with matching up the trade dress and the feel of it. And the really cool thing is as I was going through this yesterday, from what I'm reading, Bunny actually did the artwork on the cover. Go Bunny! That's a fantastic cover. I love it. Lots of great artwork in this, just like Shadowdark. Lots of black and white, very atmospheric, creepy artwork, done by similar artists, and like I said, Bunny added quite a few pieces herself. And through here, you're talking about like the guys that I know are like Matt Murrow, Ian McLean, Billy Blue, Rick Hershey, of course, Carlos Castolo, and I think I know Chris Hodge, maybe not, but I thought I recognized his name. Looks like they've done a lot of play testing with this, and they had 3 editors on it, so kudos to them. So what is Unnatural Selection? So it's a mix. It's almost doubles Shadowdark content in a way, because you get the additional ancestries. So you have, I think, 6 ancestries in Shadowdark, and then let me just do a quick reference here, guys. So they have 2 sets of new type of ancestries. They have one under Untamed category, and I'll probably mispronounce a few of these things. The Chelonian, and a Chelonian is a turtle, from what I remember. And then you have the Forest Elf, Gnome, Half Troll, Mycelin, and the Silverian. Those are under the Untamed characters, and that's 6 new ones. And then there's 5 new ones under a category of Underworld. That's Dragonborn, Shadow Elf, the Skurrid, Slimefolk, and Tiefling. Yeah, so let's see what a Skurrid is. I forgot what that one is. So you've got a lot of different ancestries to play with and play off of. Now, if you're more of a traditionalist gamer like I am, I'm probably not going to use the turtle people too much. But who knows? I never know what I'm going to do or what I'm not going to do. But it gives you the option to use these different ancestries. Let's see here. And yeah, the Chelonian is the turtle, and the plant people. And they have some artwork that kind of goes with that looks very good. But if you're more of a traditionalist like me, you definitely can make use of like the forest elf, the shadow elf, the gnome, of course. Got to use gnome. I know there's a big division on whether gnomes should be allowed to be playable or just should be killed on sight. Matt, you don't get a vote. But like I said, the nice thing about this is it's just options that you can add into your games. Of course, nothing's has to be done, and they have some interesting features. Like, for instance, they have these ones called the Risen. The resurrected heroes chosen to fulfill a purpose even in undeath. That's interesting because that can add another whole role-playing element into the Shadowdark campaign. And its special feature, racial feature, or ancestral feature, corpse walking. At 0 hit points, you remain active, but you're still dying. Someone else must stabilize you. You die early if you take your full hit point of damage again. So you can kind of get that last hit in, and almost like a revenant. You have to get that task done before you're allowed to rest. Then we must start moving into the classes, and they have a nice array of classes. And these are kind of wilderness based. So you got the Beastmaster, you got the Fiend class. Well, let's go a little bit through each one. So the Beastmaster, it has a beast attack. Choose one animal type to use for all melee attacks. Then you got Beast Hide. Your skin is covered with protective hide. If your con modifier is positive, add it to your AC. That's interesting. And then, of course, Beast Shape once per day. Then we go into the Fiend class. Disciplined Inferno Keepers, Molting Architects, or Diabolical Pyromancers harness the energy of Arcane Flame from the molten heart of the earth, the Nightmare's Abyss, and the searing forges of fallen stars. That sounds badass, doesn't it? And it's a good description. And they have different talents that they can do. There's 12 different ones of those. And each one of these is set up like the trade dress, exactly in the same layout as the Shadowdark main rule, which makes referencing it very easy, which makes it just blend right in with Shadowdark. We got the Grave Warden class. This is one I definitely caught my eye. I think it might have been even one of the reasons why I got this, and then the next one that's a couple that's coming up. So you get the Grave Warden, who is reverent undertakers, eager bone setters, and cold-hearted executioners who wield the power of the undead to do their bidding. Dun dun. And you can claim they can do the necrotic reap, they can do claim undead, and then they have their own set of spells. When I'm going through these classes and they are spellcasters, they have created, Bunny and Zane have created their own spell list and spells for each of these classes. So, so there's a lot of work that went into this. Ovate class, the custodians of nature's balance, wielders of Flora's might, and omen reading diviners who guide the primal forces to shape our destiny. So it has animal companion, calm animal, train animal, and it also has spell casting ability. Now this is one I like because I got a thing for plague doctors, and there's this beautiful piece of artwork right there. Love that picture. And it's a shadow-veiled alchemical apothecaries, compassionate herbalists, healers, or beak-masked disease cultists who can perform surgeries and harness the power of science. Do a great job of really evoking a class. Well done. They have mask infusion, mesmerize, not memorize. Mesmerize insect and elixirs. So very cool. Then we have the shaman class who can do a healing circle and chanting. And then they also have, it's not so much, I guess they have spells, they have different chants. And then we go into the background. So they've given you the opportunity to do 20 backgrounds under the Untamed ancestries and 20 backgrounds under the Underworld ancestries. And then we have some more. We have nature spirits, which is always good. You can't go wrong with having more gods to choose from, or more influential beings, so to speak. And then they have the Death Pantheon. She's added 4 more, basically, death gods, which is helpful. Then the titles. I don't use the titles that much in my game. I don't know why. I guess it's just I never use titles ever actually. So, but there's titles for each class again, like in Shadowdark, and then there's a whole bunch of extra languages in this one too. You've got arachnid, bear, burrower, canine, feline, grazer, insect, marine, marsupial, pachyderm. Those are elephants, hippos, and rhinos. This is called big gray animals. Primate, raptor, reptile, rodent, and songbird. And then additional common languages is Chelonian and the Scurid. Then they have a very small additional gear that is suitable for the classes that are included, but I guess for any campaign. But like some of these are definitely like the sensor flail. I think they have that drawn with the plague doctor, so he's whacking some people with the sensor flail, which is kind of cool. Darts, hunting knife, needle whip, rapiers, scythe, and a stiletto. Then we go into the character names. Untamed and Underworld has their own list again. And now we get into the magic. And there's a whole bunch of different additions on there. I shouldn't say a bunch, but there's different additions into the magic casting system here. It's still Shadowdark, but they definitely added a few things to suit the classes that they've developed. They can develop classes better than I ever could. I suck at developing classes. I'm working on it, but I still screwed up. And then they have mishaps for them. Let's have some fun and roll on the Grave Warden. Oh, yeah. And I should show you, though, too. I didn't just get the book in there. I got some dice, too. And these dice have skulls on them. I forgot I was getting dice, and then they have some other stuff I forgot I was going to get, too. So let's see. We'll get the D12. Does the D12 have a skull? Not all the dice have skulls, but if you get like the D6, that has the best example. You get a little skull on that one, and then I think the D20 has it on the 1. Yeah. So you got a whoop. There you go. A blurry skull. It's not blurry in real life. Okay, so let's just have some fun. Let's see. So let's say Paul Flintfire Forge is casting a spell and he's failed again. And we'll say it's a 4th tier just because let's get the good stuff. And I rolled a 5. Waves of exhaustion. You and all within near area of you suffer from fatigue, causing disadvantage on all attacks or checks for 3 rounds. Woo, not great. And just 1 for the road. Silver susceptibility. Contact with silver inflicts 1d4 damage, and silver weapons do double damage against you permanently. Damn. Especially in my campaign, which has silvered weapons, hard silver weapons, that can wreck your world pretty quick. All right. And then we go into the different spells for the Grey Warden. So there's 5 tiers, and each tier has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 spells. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so 50 spells for the Grave Warden divided into the 5 tiers. It's a lot of work. Then we go on the Ovate spells. 5 tiers, and it looks like there are 8 in each level here. And then the Shaman, these are chants. There are 6 in each tier on this one. That's a lot of work, guys. So the next part of the section is describing the spells written in the same format as a Shadowdark, very concise, in alphabetical order, and then they added some nice little artwork in there. Like I said, they passed the spells here. Now they have a section in which it's gameplay. And this is where they get into the ceremonies. So this is sort of like from what I'm gathering. I could be wrong on this, but I'm reading it as it's almost like a different version of the carousing tables in the Shadowdark book. So you spend the money, and depending on how much money you spend, you get a bonus to your roll. And then you roll on the ceremonial outcome, add your bonus, depending on how much you spend, and then you get a result. Let's say I spent $300 on $300, 300 gold pieces on 2 days of cleansing and violent purging. Ugh. I don't like the sound of that. So I get a +2. So I roll a D8. Now this goes all the way up to 13. So I'm not going to hit some of the higher end, but let's roll the D8. I rolled a 5, so that's a 7 with the bonus. You gain a deep sense of harmony and connect with nature. And then just like in the rule book with it, then you get your XP bonus, which is gain 4 XP and 1 luck. Now the next thing we get into is curiosities. I like the addition of curiosities. Let me just read you the intro paragraph for it. Curiosities enhance the sense of wonder and exploration in the adventuring environment. It is recommended to include at least one curiosity in every dungeon to complete quests, create danger, or grant rewards to players. I love that. Adding another element to an adventure, or to give maybe one of the players a special side quest going into an adventure, somewhere along the line like that. And then it has a series of tables to generate a curiosity. Let's see here. They have, the first one is the curiosity itself. Why don't we just give it a quick roll? Let's see what it is. So the first one's a D20 and then a D4. So I got a 16. So it's light. Interesting. And then there's 4 different types of light. There's a candelabra, a chandelier, a lantern, or a brazier. And it is a brazier. Brazier, something else. Brazier. All right, then we go to the next one, and we see what kind of material it's made of. Now this has a D12 for the different ones, and then another D4. So it is an 8. So it's light again. So we have a brazier made of lights, and the material is shadow. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see what its characteristics. I'm not going to remember all this. This is a D10, and then another D4. Here we go. We got the pointy D4s. I have a hard time picking those up. I need those infinity D4s. I love those ones. 1 on the 10, so it's audio. And I rolled a 3, and it breathes. So we have a shadow brazier that sounds like it breathes. See where I'm going with this? This is kind of cool. Creepy. All right, and then I think the last is the interaction. Oh, then they have function. So the interaction with it is, let's see, a 3. So physical interaction. I guess this is how you get it activated or something. So you have to taste. Yeah, so you have to taste it. Oh, so you got to lick the shadow chandelier. Ugh. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. I like it though. It's creepy, but ugh. All right, so now we're doing a D100, and this is the function of it. Let's see what it says here. So I got a 74. So we go down to, and it gives something. And the D4 again. See what it gives. It gives lost spells. Okay. All right. So that would be kind of cool, although weird. So we have a brazier that's made of shadow. It's made of shadow, and it sounds like it's breathing. And to interact with it, you gotta lick it, and it'll give you back some lost spells. Okay, that's some, yeah. I can see that being fun, though. I mean, it's just so weird and bizarre that someone going into an adventure trying to figure out how to figure this out. Like, us old school players, we're going to push prod and everything, but I don't remember anybody licking anything to see if it'll activate it. So definitely a big bonus on that one. I love that section there. Then we go into monsters. I love this monster selection, and here's why. Because it's not just monsters. It's a whole bunch of animals. And I can't tell you how many times where I would just like stats for a deer or a fox or a goat. And of course, all they have is, dire goats or giant bats and whatnot, or just swarms of the little things. These are, so in here you'll find stats for different animals, which I really like. And then what they also add is a fell curse into the mix for these animals. And now I'll read the beginning of it. Thousands of years ago, when humanoids existed in harmony with nature, the realm's high shaman, Valthar, was a visionary for all of mankind. His counsel and influence ensured that humanoid advancement would not threaten the world, but eventually advancement accelerated. Mastery over magic and technology shifted the balance. Rife colonization threatened the natural world, and Valthar was ignored, even becoming a scapegoat for hindering humanoid progress. Vowing to protect the realm of nature, he became so obsessed with the mission that he went astray from the natural order. He decided the best way to strike a balance would be magically empower the animals of the earth to resist. And I guess that is how... let me read this last part. After many failed attempts, he struck an unthinkable deal with Dominus. And that's one of the death gods in this. Deity of death and deception, together they crafted the enchantment that casted upon the felwood forest. The enchantment that was meant to empower became a curse. Enchanted animals manifested grotesque features and a twisted vengeful sentience. They featured exposed skulls, anomalous body parts, and unnatural growth and enhanced powers and gifts. Sounds cool, doesn't it? It is. I like that. So it's another element you could add into your game. And I don't see it how it would interfere with anything. I think it's a great addition. And then it goes into different mutation. It has a mutation chart, a skin deformity, and a weakness chart, powers and after effects charts, and another piece of just fantastic art all the way through. Oh yeah, and it came with a ribbon. People love ribbons. I don't know why. I don't know even if I use them. Then we get into the stats area. So, and it's laid out just like the Shadowdark stats. And keeping it simple. Basically, a sentence, maybe two sentences, description of the monster itself, and then the stat block. And every few have a picture. And just like in the Shadowdark rulebook, if it is a unique creature or opponent, gets the whole page treatment. You get all the powers and everything with that, which is pretty cool. So we get past the monsters. I'm telling you, there's a lot in here, guys. It's about half the size of the normal book, but it definitely doubles or more than doubles your game. Now we get into magic items. Now all these magic items are named magic items. Amulet of the Banshee, Bracers of the Werewolf, Eagle Feather of the Beastmaster. So these are unique magic items, and most of them are created to service the classes or the extra patrons that are added into this book. I haven't read through these too much, but how can you go wrong with magic items, having new magic items in there? So there's a nice collection of new magic items you can add into your game. And then we have Lottery of the Lost. So in the back here, like a good book, and look at it, another piece of beautiful art. Yeah, I love that. That's really good. That's just some good work. It has a 0 level adventure that ends the book. There you go. And they've added some rules. Not only is it an adventure, but I like this improvised torch crafting, which in Shadowdark kind of important. Flicker. I'm screwed. So you need to do that. And then they have some rule thing for throwing Molotov cocktails at the end. So there you go, guys. This is some good maps too. Really good maps. So this is the book. I mean, they still. I'll have the link for their backer kit down below. Let me see how much it is here. Let me click on it here. I got these, and then I showed you I got the dice, and then I'm going to show you this next, the other additional stuff. It's the PDF is $25, guys, and then to get the hardback and the PDF is $45. And just like Shadowdark and Arcane Library, they offer a free quick start guide to Unnatural Selection, so you can go there and download it for free. I mean, you can't beat that. You definitely can't beat that. So let me add this into it because I forgot. I didn't know I was getting this. My memory's not that great, and so the first thing is they added I think there's 6 here, but 6 NPCs or cards that you can, if you want to get somebody starting Kickstarter, they got them all set up right here. Here you go. Boom. You're ready to roll. Ready to go to town. And I believe, yeah. So there's character on both sides. So this is one card, 2 characters. So I think it's an additional 12 characters on here, which is cool. Very, very cool. And everything's laid out here for you so you can, like I said, get the plan ASAP. I think are these 0 level? Let me. I'm incorrect on that. There's not. These are 4. There's 2 on each side. So each one of these cards has 4. So these are 0 level guys. To go through the. I forgot what they call it. I call it a grinder. Gauntlet, I think, is what they call it. That's cool. I didn't realize. But so you get a total of 4 on each thing. 24. People or NPCs. I'd use them as NPCs too. Why not? Line them up on the wall and have them be hirelings and see what they become. Now the last thing that was in there, they're calling bifold adventures. So they're basically like a very sturdy. Can you hear that? That means it's sturdy. Adventures. All of them have beautiful artwork on the front. I love that one. Kind of almost reminds me of a Jason Schultes type of drawing. I can see that in his games and that. And this one. So there's 3 of these. All of them have different types of maps. All the maps, though, are excellent. I really like this one a lot. I like the clean dungeon aspect of it. And then you've got... that, and then so we have, let me put these in order. So we have the first adventure is the one with the slug on the front, the nest of the, and I don't know how to say this, Entomancer. I think that's what it is. And it's a local lumberyard's wood is vanishing. The cause? Baffling tracks that resemble huge insects' imprints. The lumberyard, fearing ruin, proposes an incentive of 100 gold pieces to anyone who can dispatch this menace and offer verifiable proof of their success. So that's the first adventure. This is the first through third level adventure right here. So it's kind of good. So they have the 0 level adventure in the book itself. Then you can jump over to this one, and then they have a 3rd through 5th level adventure called The Temptation of Dominus, which we've already know that apparently he's a troublemaker, or she's a troublemaker. All right, and let's see what this adventure is about, if I can open it up. Like I said, it's just open up and everything's right there. Contents, maps on the back. Art front, map back, everything in between. All right, overview. 5 children have gone missing and the militia searched through the night. They didn't find the children, but they did discover a long forgotten but recently reopened crypt. They plundered it but did not return. Town authorities fear the worst and seek volunteers to find out what happened. So a nice hook there. Good crypt. So you get your bit of a nature encounter here, more of a crypt encounter here, and then the last one, the Felwood Curse. Now we're going to deal with that other aspect of the book, which was the Felwood Curse, the name of the adventure. Look at that. It looks like what was that? What was that one sword called? Travelers have been disappearing on their way to the local trade village, and those who survive tell the tale of an evil spirit that caused them to retch and wither or lose all of their possession. Of course, the Felwood Forest is famous for the Felwood Curse, so no one is surprised to hear of malevolent activity in the region. If these are additional costs, because all I'm seeing on here is it's a pre-order for just a hardback book. I don't know if these are included in it or not. If not, too bad. You should have got in there earlier. But if you definitely heard this book, or find this book, what I've gone over, interesting, please click on the link. Go over there. Go pre-order. The new versions are going to come out. Like I said, fits perfectly. This is going to go on my Shadowdark shelf. I got right here. It's right here. Can you see my hand? It goes down there. That's Shadowdark down there. This is my Shadowdark area, right there. And that's where I'm going to keep these things. It's going to be fun to use these and add some of these elements into my game, and looking forward to it. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, for watching, for sticking around this long. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dungeon Damsel, Bunny, and Zane for doing this product. And for being cool people. I always like to back cool people, and you guys seem like they're cool people. And hopefully you get more success now that you've released it. Hopefully you sell a lot more. All right, everybody, take care. Roll better me. We'll talk soon.